Peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner box of 24. Good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing pretty good. Doing pretty good on this side as always. God is great, God is good. I definitely can't complain. So, let's get right into it, man. Vergil Ortiz and Bohachuk. Sergey Bohachuk from the Ukraine. Fight that was on last night. Main event. 12-round fight. Bohachuk, he knocked Vergil Ortiz down twice. Only one was counted. The first knockdown in the beginning of the fight wasn't counted. He clearly hit the canvas. They showed the replay. It was not a trip, but yet it wasn't. Bohachuk wasn't given credit for it. Harvey Dock, who I think is a real good ref, he dropped the ball last night on that. He waved it off. I don't understand why, because when you look at the replay again, it was no trip. He hit the canvas. He caught him. He hit the canvas. The second knockdown, he called it. But Vergil Ortiz, he tried to wave it off like, no, it wasn't a knockdown. No, it was a knockdown. My man, you got knocked down twice in the fight. That means that Bohachuk was up by 4 points. That means that he had two 10-8 rounds. But yet, they give him a majority decision. 115, 113? Like, how did that happen, man? Here we go again. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad, or was it as bad as O'Shaquie Foster? O'Shaquie Foster was probably worse a few weeks ago, right? O'Shaquie Foster, because he was outboxing, winning the whole fight, and they robbed him. They didn't give him the win, right? But now, here we go with Bohachuk and Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz, he couldn't put him out. And he said it before the fight. This is probably going to be the fighter. This is probably going to be the fight that I'm not going to be able to stop him. I'm not going to be able to put him out. And that's okay, because you can't stop everybody. You can't knock everybody out. And when you start fighting real fighters and getting to that next level, that's when you find out, no matter who you are, Terrence Crawford, Tank, when you fight real fighters that's in there to fight, and they got a little chin, you're not going to put them out. You can hit them as much as you want. They're not going nowhere. And so Vergil Ortiz found that out last night. But the problem is, again, I don't even see where that fight could have been a draw, because you know that Bohachuk won more than 3 rounds. So how could he not get the nod, even if it was a close decision? How could he not get the nod when he had two 10-8 rounds? Okay? But if you want to be courteous, for lack of a better word, then you make it a draw. You definitely don't give Vergil Ortiz a majority decision. Now, can I say that Vergil Ortiz was landing more power shots? I'll say that. Besides what the punch stats said, I could see that he did that. But again, he got knocked down twice. That takes away from his performance and what he did. That puts him back. So you got to give Bohachuk the win, or no less than a draw. Don't blemish his record and let them do it again. But you blemished his record when he knocked this man down twice, when he won the fight. It's just not right. Now, he was in a good spirit after the fight, but everybody's not going to handle it that way. It's just not fair. Don't go that way. And that shouldn't have happened. I'm going to say this, though. This is what's even more telling for me. Okay, so Bohachuk, one thing I noticed with him, he got a long reach, but he's not really good on the inside. When he was landing that right hand and that left hook, it was from the outside. That's the one that he dropped him with. That's the one that he was tapping him with, that he was hurting him with. But he's not good on the inside, right? He smothers his own punches when he's on the inside. So he's better from the outside, and he's going to have to learn how to fight better on the inside, because it seems like on the inside he smothers his punches, and his punches don't have the sting on it, don't have that snap on it when he's on the inside, and then he misses a lot. Okay, Vergil Ortiz, on the flip side, he gets wild. He just started going for broke, just throwing, but then he was tired as hell. And some of his shots wasn't landing. Some was. And he was putting his all into the shot. You could see like, boom, he was putting his all into the shots, but it wasn't really doing nothing with Bohachuk. I'm not saying he didn't sting him, maybe even hurt him in the middle rounds, but dude didn't go nowhere. So the way you were standing there throwing those shots, setting up like that, a lot of times what I saw with Vergil Ortiz, when he was throwing those right hands, and he was throwing them left hands, his hands were down, he was wide open to get counted. You're not going to be able to do that with Boots. You're not going to be able to do that with Bud Crawford, Vergil Ortiz. I don't care what Robert Garcia say. I don't care what your father say. You're not going to be able to do that. Stay away from Bud Crawford. You better stay away from Boots. Boots is an inside-outside fighter. You're not going to be able to do that, Vergil Ortiz. No way. Bud Crawford, you're not going to be able to do that. It was just last year that you said, when they would talk to you, they offered you a fight with Bud, you said, hell nah, you wasn't ready for Bud Crawford. But now they're trying to push you to go to Bud Crawford. And you know you're not ready for that. And your trainer even said it. Oh, you're going to, get a little break. He was in a tough fight. Spend some time with his family, take a little vacation, relax, and then we'll see. He really didn't want to answer the question. Of course, he's going to say they want Bud Crawford, but he really didn't feel confident about that because of the way he said it, right? It was like he was forced to say because they kept bringing up Bud Crawford's name, but they're not ready for Bud Crawford. And I know damn well they're not ready for Boots. Now, I'm going to be honest, 154, I don't see Vergil Ortiz beating Tim Tszyu. I don't even see him beating like an Erickson Lubin. I damn sure don't see him beating Fundora or Errol Spence. And I don't see him beating, who else was at 154? I named all the major players. He's not going, the champion, who was the undisputed champion, Jermell Charlo. He can't beat none of them dudes. So what are you going to do at 154? 154 is going to be a hard division for Ortiz, man. Unless he fights the lower rung guys that's ranked 8, 9, 10, and on down, right? Anybody that's ranked in that top 5, 6, 7, you're going to have a problem with. I like the guy Charles Conwell, the co-main event. I think he'll rock Vergil Ortiz. Dude is serious. So my whole point is to say what? Vergil Ortiz, you got a courtesy win last night. You didn't earn that. You shouldn't have got that win. Bohachuk, hats off to you. You knocked this man down twice. But you got some work to do on your fight game. Vergil Ortiz, stay away from Bud Crawford. Stay away from Boots. Be careful at that 154th division. It's going to be very hard for you going forward. Because now they see how you fight. They see that you get wild. They see that you try to just throw everything and you leave yourself wide open on both sides. That's not going to work in the 154-pound division. And what you got away with at 147, you're not going to get away with at junior middleweight. Peace and blessings, y'all, in this Corner Boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page. Please leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. Tell me if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong. If you didn't see what I saw, it's okay. But go watch the fight again. And tell me if he really won that fight. And tell me, do you think he could hang in there with inside, outside fighters like Boots and Bud, and even like an Erickson Lubin, a long, tall fighter like Fundora, a slugger like Tim Tszyu, and the ex-champion, undisputed champion at 154, Jermell Charlo. Tell me what y'all think. Peace and blessings, y'all.